us on the Nikki Maduro Show. I'm Nikki Maduro. She is Kim McAllister, and happy 2026. I'm so happy to be back on the show. I'm so happy to see Kim McAllister's face, and I'm so thankful that all of you have come back to join us on the Nikki Maduro Show. I hope you all had a great break and welcomed in the new year. We have so much to talk about, and I know it's been a rough start to the start of the year, as we anticipated it would be. And we are going to talk about everything from obviously the ICE shooting in Minnesota to obviously what's happening in Venezuela to stuff that's happening here. I'm shocked that, it's been a year since the Palisades fire as well. I mean, we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. But first off, besides Happy New Year, I want to see, how was your Christmas, Kim McAllister, and your New Year?
Good. Really good. Very quiet. Usually we do some traveling over Thanksgiving or Christmas, and this year we just hung out at home.
Exactly.
So kind of mellow. Yeah.
It was crazy weather-wise in San Jose. I'm going to tell you on Christmas evening. And I know for people that don't live in the Bay Area that watch our show, obviously weather's different. It was like the craziest storm ever. I was looking out my backyard, and I'm telling you, if it wasn't pouring rain, I would have been scared. We watched as our power line was sparking over and over and over again because of the wind and the rain. And I was getting like flashbacks of like PG&E and everything like that. So, and then with the Palisades anniversary, what was it? Yesterday, right? Yeah, It was yesterday. It just was bringing everything back. And then I couldn't believe it. So, but yeah, I'm glad that we're here. It's going to be freezing cold weather. Winter weather is here. So everyone stay warm. But you know what we have to keep us warm is our blood boiling over the politics of this Trump administration. So let's get into it. Because ICE is cold.
God, I need a blanket.
Yeah. And I know everybody has seen the video. If you're just joining us, and again, you've lived under a rock. Yesterday, a mother of a child that didn't even have their father, a single mom, lost her life because she was in Minneapolis driving away from ICE and was shot and killed. I'm not going to show the video because I think everybody has seen it. Unless you think I should. I mean, does anybody feel like they need to see it again? Because I feel like it might be a bit gratuitous, but if you have not seen it, I can show it again because there's a lot of debate about whether or not, yes or no, yes, no. Okay. I was going to be like, I'm ready to go. Okay. So no, there's a lot of debate on whether or not, I'm going to say this. I'm going to preface all of this by saying, I understand decisions are made like that. Okay. So I'm going to say that here is where I stand because I've gotten into, me, and my favorite pastime is arguing with people online. This is the question I ask everybody, right? When they're like, she did not follow the officer's order to stop. Oh, I have a couple. One, what crime did she commit that he was stopping her for? She was not committing a crime, right? There was no crime. She was letting traffic by. Yeah, she might have been screaming and yelling. They might have wanted her to get out of the car, right? But it's not like she was a murderer. It's not like she had robbed a bank. It's not like they had to stop her, right? Like she needed to get out of the car. They had to stop this woman. No, they did not have to stop this woman. They could have let her go. He could have gotten out of the way, which, by the way, is DHS policy, Department of Homeland Security, police training policy, is to get out of the way. Get out of the way. He did not. And for JD Vance, by the way, to say that she put herself in that situation, I'm sorry, that officer put himself in that situation. You don't stand in front of a moving car, a car that's trying to get out of the way, and do something like that. Okay. And what warranted that act of force? What warranted pulling out a gun on this woman? What?
I know this. They say that this officer had previous issues with being hit by a car or run-ins, attacked by people. But it really looked to me from the video like the officer had the gun out and trained on the woman before anything even happened. Like they already were, and when they rushed the car, there was yelling and anger. Like there wasn't like, "Hey, ma'am,"
It was already
you know,
escalated.
like it was already like it was at a 10. It
Mhm.
never got anywhere where you could be like, "Oh, hands up." It was never, it just
Yeah.
happened so fast and they had the guns out before anything even happened. I
Mhm.
don't know. It's just really sad. And scary, very scary because it could happen to any of us. And I really feel like the people that are there are immigration and customs enforcement agents, ICE agents.
Mhm.
And then there are the people that Homeland Security hires. We've seen videos of them hiring, what do you call them? Folks that uh bounty hunters, is that what you call
Okay.
them? We've
Okay.
seen them hire the bounty hunters and people that are not ICE agents, but that are
Mhm.
working as ICE agents to round people up, that so who and they have masks over their faces. Do they have badges on? How do you know who these people are?
Exactly.
It's not like they're a police officer where it's obvious that, when a police officer is saying, "Please get out of the vehicle," or "Please
Right.
stop." That's one thing. They're cops. You know what they look like. They're carrying their badges. You know that.
Right.
But you don't know. I mean, most of us, I don't know if it's a real ICE agent. I don't know if that's somebody they've hired, some bounty hunter person or someone who's out for brutality and ready to beat people on the street. I don't know who these people are.
Exactly. I see this argument also all the time, Kim, and it's because the ICE officer, right? One of the other ICE officers was attempting to open the door, right? These are ICE officers trying to stop her, right?
Mhm.
To get her out of the car. ICE officers cannot make traffic stops unless they have reasonable suspicion to believe that the person inside that car is an undocumented immigrant, which
Well,
was not the case here.
do ICE, I mean, I don't know. I guess
They have no
I should
jurisdiction
find
to make
out.
any traffic
Right.
stops.
Do they have any jurisdiction over or law enforcement agency over you and I as American
No,
citizens?
zero, zero. They would have to ask local police to make a traffic stop. So they
Mhm.
had no jurisdiction to even stop her car
Yeah.
and pull her out. That is a local agency job. So no, she did not actually have to stop.
No.
Yes, they might have been pissed. Yes, they might not have liked the fact that she was yelling or blocking the roadway. That is not their job. So again, it was unnecessary force. What was she really doing? Honestly, let's take a step back. What she was doing was pissing these ICE officers off.
Mhm.
They didn't want to deal with it anymore. They didn't want to hear the yelling and the screaming, but she wasn't doing anything. She could have just driven off. That's it. That's it. That ICE officer did not need to stop her. He didn't need to do any of that. She posed no risk to the public. They caused the risk to the public. Again, they are causing the problem. They are the source of the conflict. And this government is gaslighting people into just accepting the conflict and then blaming them. They're literally blaming this woman for her own death, when that guy could have just stepped out of the way and let her go. You want to get her license plate and give her a traffic ticket? Go ahead. She did not need to lose her life.
No. Michelle says with a $5 super chat, and thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Michelle.
I hear she was a single
Yep.
mom and her child is now an orphan. That makes no difference to
Kristi Noem.
Kristi Noem, but I hope that the judges take it into consideration.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
heard
no.
different things. I heard she had a 6-year-old and she had just dropped the kid off at school. And then I also heard she was a mother of 3. So I don't know how many kids she has.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
however many kids there are, this is a woman who, doesn't get to see them grow up, doesn't get to see her 6-year-old grow up anymore. And for what? For what reason?
And
And
then
here we have Cowboy Noem over
oh
here.
my God. And can she stop dressing up? But here she is. And this is the problem with this administration, is that they do this all the time. So no due process. Well, not like this woman has due process, but I mean, the officer's obviously always going to be innocent. JD Vance has said absolute immunity. And then this is how, in a heartbeat after this woman has been killed, this is what Kristi Noem says.
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism. We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such. We will continue to protect our ICE officers. You asked.
So there you go. I mean, to couch this whole thing within seconds after it happened is completely irresponsible. Go ahead.
She also said in her cowboy rant that her all hat, no cattle rant, that the ICE vehicle was stuck in the snow. But if you look at the street,
it was clear.
The streets are, the snow is on the shoulder, not on the pavement. So I don't know.
But to call her a domestic terrorist, and then for JD Vance to say she was part of some network, I mean, it's what they do, right? They create a narrative, they bring this woman down, they vilify her to make it so you don't care about her, right? She's no longer a fellow American who is at the very least exercising her right? If she was out there protesting, and I don't know her background. I know she was a mom. She described herself as, I guess, a poet. I don't know very much about this woman, but what I do know, she wasn't armed. She was driving her car. She was driving away. We do know these things are true. Okay. Now they want to say, they want to make it sound like this woman was just going to drive over this. I really don't think, with my own eyes, that that's what the video shows. I don't at all. What I do believe, honestly, is that ICE officer played a role in this, in his own. He put himself in danger.
Well, then you have somebody like Dawn who says she attempted murder. Really? Because are we watching the same video, Dawn? Honestly,
that's what's so shocking is like half of America sees it one way and half of America.
How do you look at the video? I mean, you watch when they pull their gun. Watch how she tries to turn away from them and get around the situation. Look at that. She's not driving straight at anyone.
Yeah, and I will say this: there was, and this is definitely a good, I will say, neutral argument that somebody was making. I think it was on CNN, and forgive me, I forget who it was. There's tunnel vision, right? Like, do you really think that the officer, the ICE officer, and this is giving him, just some sort of human credit, right? He's not looking at the wheels, right? He's probably looking at the windshield. So are we supposed to believe that he's looking at where the wheels are turned versus where he's just looking through the windshield? I will give him that, right? I mean, he's probably not seeing, he's just seeing the front of the car. He's not seeing that the wheels may not be facing towards him. So he doesn't know that if it moves forward, it's going to go this way versus straight. I'll give you that, okay? But again, he put himself in front of the car. Move out. You did not need to put yourself there. She's not committing a crime. That's the point. This whole situation could have been avoided by letting her leave. She was not committing a crime. So, and to say, oh, well, he was scared for his life. So that in some way justifies the use of force he used? No. Again, just like I say about police officers, I'll say about ICE officers. You signed up for this job. The restraint falls on you, not on the citizen. It falls on you because you are in a position of power. You're the one that's actually armed. She's just driving a vehicle that she's allowed to drive. Now, all of a sudden it moves and now you're going to say she weaponized it? It's a sad situation all around. All I know is that it's compounded by the way that they're vilifying her. I want to play a few more videos, just more reaction. You guys can continue to send it in. This is Senator Tina Smith on with Jake Tapper, also talking about how they're vilifying.
Renee Nicole Good had been married to a gentleman named Timmy Ray Macklin Jr., who died in 2023, and they have a son who is 4 or 5 years old. Again, that's one of your constituents. Now she's gone, and now that child is orphaned.
And imagine that the Secretary of Homeland Security, the President of the United States, are impugning this woman's reputation, calling her a domestic terrorist and a professional agitator when they know nothing of who this person is. And they, frankly, know nothing about the community that I call home. And that's why I think they should get the heck out of town. They are not contributing in any way. In fact, they're hurting people in my community.
And that's the other thing. I mean, Tim Walz is asking for it. Just, the citizens are asking for it. Please leave. It's not going to happen. What I found interesting. Oh, and thank you, Harry, so much for the $5 donation. It's a bridge too far. Now I'm pissed. Call your senator, call your reps, and make sure you're registered to vote in November. Thanks for the great show. And thank you for the donation, Harry. I don't know if it's going to matter because of how split it still is, right? People look at the video, they see one thing, some others see another. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like it's a wash, basically, which is crazy. Yes, I said this earlier, Sal. It's against DHS policy to put yourself in front of a car. You're also not supposed to fire at a moving car at all.
MAGA guy, sheriff of YouTube, I appreciate that you're here, and I appreciate that you have a different opinion. But I don't think they're allowed to arrest an American citizen for anything. They're immigration and customs agents. They have no authority over me or her or you or any other American citizen. So
They're only there for immigration purposes only.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they can arrest any of us. I mean, clearly they can open fire. Sheriff of YouTube also saying we saw the video. The good militant, he calls her, was trying to dodge traffic and swing her car toward an ICE agent who was already dragged 2 years ago. There may have been some PTSD involved. Clearly, we saw the same video and we saw it completely differently. But here's the crazy part is JD Vance got up this morning and gave this press conference, right? This rant. They're trying to tell us what's in the video, where you can look at the video and watch it for yourself and know. And here's my hope. I mean, I know you're going to have fervent MAGA people like Sheriff and Ron or whomever else. And they're just going to do what they're going to do, like the lemmings of the world. But for most of us who can watch the video and have some semblance of intelligence and can think for ourselves, even if you were a Trump supporter and you look at the video and you think, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look like someone should be killed for this. And then they come out and they tell you what they think the video shows and what you're supposed to tell everyone else it shows. And you think to yourself, they're lying, right? Even if you were a Trump supporter, the lie is obvious now. My one hope here is that people will hear and see the lie because they can see the evidence for themselves and think a step further and go, if they're lying about this, what else are they lying to me about?
Oh, come on, Kim. That ship sailed a long ass time ago. Come on.
Is that a pie in the sky hope?
Oh, they've been pissing on their legs and telling them it's rain a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Here's the other thing that I've been debating with people. And I swear to God, I posed this question on X, and somebody that hates MAGA people was arguing with me because he missed the point entirely of my question and started hating on me. And I'm like, you're just off the wall. There's people that are like, this woman's death was justified because she wasn't following orders, and yet think that the death of Ashley Babbitt on January 6th was completely wrong, because obviously there's political hypocrisy, right? Like Ashley Babbitt, if you don't remember, was climbing through the Capitol window, and a Capitol police officer who was telling her to stop fired at people storming the Capitol. She was shot and died. And January 6ers up in arms about it. They have martyred this woman, Ashley Babbitt, for this. Because, I mean, she has become a symbol of these J6ers, right? So her not listening to police orders, that's A-okay.
And there's just such a big difference. I mean, you remember the video on January 6th of people slamming an officer's door in an arm and saying, like, you know, yelling to kill them and everything. Like in one situation, they were completely and truly under attack.
Exactly.
And in this situation, this lady's trying to drive around and get away. Like, how do you justify? I don't get it.
Exactly. And obviously it's political hypocrisy, right? It's obvious. And so that's what blows my mind about this. And that's why when you say, can't you see, don't you think that this will be, no, people, the glasses, the you know what I mean? It's just, there's no ability anymore. And so that's why I really think that in situations like this, there is no hope. If you can't watch a video like this and see that this was excessive force, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the other donation, the $10 donation. Thank you so much. I would say that ICE and the government went too far, but they went too far years ago. I'm not surprised by anything these people say or do anymore. And I agree with you. And that's sad, right? It's like, and people keep saying it, we're not angry enough. And I think it's because we're just at this constant, like, fed up. How much more fed up can we be? It's exhausting. Our good friend Millie Marie, sometimes my heart breaks for her because sometimes I feel she feels things so deeply. I don't know if you see her posts all the time, and we feel things, and I'm not saying, we don't feel things as well, but my heart just extra breaks sometimes when I read some of her posts. And it's true, especially as moms, when you see a mom who's been killed and now her children have no mother, no parents at all. And then you're supposed to just live your life. You're supposed to go grocery shopping. You're supposed to do all these things. It's like this balance that you're supposed to live your life. On one hand, life goes on. And on the other hand, things are crumbling that matter, right? Like, these things matter. Our democracy matters. Holding government to account matters. Elections matter. And it feels like we can't do it all. We can't keep all of these balls in the air. This, does give us hope. And I'm just throwing this out there, not like it correlates, but it does. The House passes the extensions for the ACA, the Affordable Care Act subsidies. This was very bipartisan. There were swing state Republicans that were like, you know what? I'm voting with Democrats to extend these subsidies because their constituents are going to get screwed on healthcare. It's still up in the air what the Senate's going to do. Obviously, the votes are not there. But is that hope? Do we think that this is going to be a sign that Washington is going to, obviously it's a big middle finger to Johnson, the speaker, but I think everyone's flipping off Johnson. That's nothing new. I want Washington to start working together. I want Washington to start not bending the knee to everything Trump says and does. But then things like Venezuela happen and Greenland happen. And you're like, what world am I living in right now? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Now, I don't want to move on. I still want to stay on Minnesota for a second, just because I want to play this clip from our border czar, Tom Homan, because what he said is still along the lines of the hope. Because, I mean, God, I want to give credit where credit is due. And at least he called out no, because a lot of people are saying, hey, no might be out, given the fact of what she said. Because if Homan's going to say this, I mean, I think I would love to
I think the city of Minneapolis is on edge. I think the country is on edge right now. You say the investigation is ongoing.
Investigation just started.
Just started. You say you can't comment on the video, which many Americans are seeing and reacting to.
I'm not going to make a judgment call
But she
on
did.
one video when there's 100 videos out there. I wasn't on the scene. I'm not an officer that may have body cam video. I'd be
Say it.
it'd be unprofessional to
Yes, it would be,
comment
wouldn't it?
on what I think happened in that situation. Let the investigation play out
Yes, listen.
and hold people accountable based on the investigation.
I think many members of the public are calling for the same thing. And so they're confused. Maybe you can help me understand how the Department of Homeland Security
Thank you.
could conclude so swiftly that this is a, quote, act of domestic terrorism, that this woman, quote, weaponized her vehicle. By the very same standard you described, this investigation is just getting started.
That's a question for Homeland Security. I'm the border czar.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what I've seen on my airplane ride here, looking at numerous videos, seeing numerous social media posts, statements from Homeland Security, statements from Secretary Noem. I'll leave it at that.
But as a law
let
enforcement
the
officer,
what good is it to do right now to me prejudge the facts of what happened today without giving law enforcement professionals, whether it's the FBI or the local police there, give them time to look at all the videos.
Well, tell Noem that.
Talk to the officers and make an educated decision on what occurred today. That's what needs to happen. I've been a cop since 1984. That is a process we must go through.
And that's why I think Noem should be out. I mean, she's
Well,
the worst.
it
She's
would
the
have been
absolute worst.
It would have been a lot better if Kristi Noem in her 10-gallon hat had stood up and said, you know, it was a horrible loss of life, and you know, we don't want anyone in danger. There's an investigation underway. It's too soon to comment. That would have been one thing, right? And that would have been normal. You and I have been at a million press conferences where that's exactly what happens. You know, but it really looked like from the moment it happened, they saw the video, and so they went right to damage control.
Exactly.
By the way, I will tell you that Mr. Homan will have some answering of himself to do, because in the last hour or so, we have 2 people shot by federal agents in Portland. And it looks like Border Patrol was involved in this. We don't know the conditions of the victim. I read that it was a man and a woman.
Yep, I just saw that too, yeah.
More information coming in on this, that it happened in Portland, but we don't know. We don't know.
And of course, following what happened in Minnesota, emotions are high. We don't, and again, let's just reiterate, we don't know what happened here. And we should let the investigation go. But it really does suck that in Minnesota police have been taken off the case and the FBI is handling it.
Right.
Now, in any other administration, I would probably not be that concerned. But this FBI, under this administration, that's like giving it to the clowns. I mean, do we really believe this FBI is going to handle it and give us accurate information and not just tell us what the government wants us to portray?
No, because for the first time, unless I was highly naive before, I felt like presidents in the past took great pains to make the Department of Justice and the FBI agencies that were more separate, that were, you know, that separated them from government, that had a little bit more autonomy.
Yep.
And for the first time, I feel like the FBI and the DOJ are just arms of Trump.
Exactly. They are.
And who will do whatever he wants them to do. So any investigation now that the FBI runs, which is really sad, because until now I had, regardless of whether it was a Republican or Democrat in charge,
you trusted the FBI.
The FBI was the FBI, and I said, well, great, you know, that I trust that. I don't trust anymore. I don't trust
the leadership at the FBI. I don't want to vilify all FBI agents.
But I believe if the FBI is put in charge of an investigation where an ICE agent kills a woman, the inevitable conclusion that we can all, why even bother do the investigation? Because you know what the FBI is going to say.
It was justified.
Right.
That's it.
So
because it's going to support the ICE. You heard JD Vance. JD Vance, our vice president, said the ICE officer has absolute immunity. Why do we have to have if the vice president says that the ICE officer has absolute immunity, what does the FBI have to investigate? You think that the Kash Patel is going to stand up to JD Vance, let alone Donald Trump, and say, no, he doesn't? No. Kash Patel is going to take it up the hoo-ha and say, okay, that's it. And what kind of message is that for the vice president to send? Absolute immunity? Is this what we're telling ICE officers?
Yeah.
You have absolute immunity?
That's what
No
Vance
wonder
said.
we're seeing what's happening.
Sure.
That's insane. That is insane. So yeah, I'm just, it's sad. It's sad. It's scary. They're going to start coming here again, right? I mean, if it's not over immigration, it's going to be over something else. Trump's already starting to talk about, it's going to be fraud. They're just breaking everything down, right? They're making people, they're coming at us, whether it's immigration, whether it's our social programs, right? They're hurting people in all different ways. So that you're desperate, right? So that you're angry, so that you're nervous, so that you're on edge. That's why these midterm elections are so important. Yeah. It's a time to stay engaged, which is the understatement of the year. Now, I do want to throw this other story, and I don't know if you saw or talked about Hilton hotels. Did you see what's happening to Hilton hotels?
Yeah, well, in Minnesota, they would not rent rooms to ICE agents, right?
And
but it turns out that that wasn't like a real Hilton hotel that belonged. It was a part of the chain owned by somebody else, right? And so, yeah, so now I guess they're having all kinds of internal trouble with the Hilton and these rogue hotel owners that are, that aren't part of the corporation.
Well, I mean, and I will say this. Okay, so they put out this notice. So apparently Hilton Hotels said, no, this is an independently owned, because that happens, right? Like there's franchises, right? So a family can buy a Hilton hotel and then they kind of run it. And so they told DHS that this wasn't happening. And they sent a message that you do have to rent to DHS. Well, there's this right winger who went undercover. Okay. And he's blasting this Hilton hotel. I'm just gonna play you a clip of his undercover thing, which is not helping Hilton Hotel. So here's just a little bit of it. Here we go.
Depends, because there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
This poor guy is working.
Is it what agency is it for? Using the
well,
government.
the Department of Homeland Security.
So this guy's saying he's from DHS.
So we're not accepting people from immigration, ICE agents, DHS into our property. It's just our management ownership.
Okay, I thought that changed today. Was that?
I just talked to my the owner of the building, and he didn't say there has been any changes. So
really, okay.
Yeah.
So basically this guy goes undercover. He says that his boss says no. And so he comes out, he's like, I gotcha. This is a total lie. Now, do you think that Hilton Hotel has a right, or even this franchisee has a right to say no based on their beliefs? Because just like the Babbitt thing, right? The Ashley Babbitt thing. I thought that as a business, if it went against your belief, a la the gay baker not wanting to bake gay cakes, right? That whole thing. Yeah. I thought that this political party believed in businesses being able to exercise their right not to do something that went against their beliefs. Now, again, I'm just throwing these ideas back at them. Like, I don't understand why one thing, okay, other thing, not okay. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? So this person doesn't want to rent to DHS because it goes against their belief system. They just don't think that it's right. That's not okay. But it was a-okay for a baker not to bake the cake for the gay couple. And you're like, that's a-okay. It's so hypocritical. It's just so hypocritical.
It's a sign to me of people taking a stand because they don't want ICE doing these raids in their communities. And we've seen it
Of
in
course.
Chicago and New York, where protesters have driven ICE agents away, right? And they've had to get back in their cars and leave because there's too many people that are protesting against them.
Yes, they don't want them there. Go home.
They don't want them there. They don't want them killing their, their young mothers. They don't want them targeting people at the car wash or wherever else. They don't want that. That's not what Trump said. Trump said, I am going to target people who are criminals, who are the murderers and the, sexual assaulters of the world. Like, these are the people we're going to go after. It's going to be a safer America. Who would have a problem with that? I don't want a murderer living next door either. Right? But that's not what he did. And that's not what happened. And people are mad. And I just don't feel like, here back again to Sheriff. First of all, we should all be supporting the federal government. This is not the Civil War. That's really a lemming attitude. We should not all be supporting the federal government if the federal government is not doing what they said they would do, and if the federal government is coming after the people in our community. So absolutely not.
We have to hold the federal government responsible, right? Yeah.
We have to hold them accountable and responsible. And that's just, that kind of thinking is just so, again, respectfully, thank you for coming here and having an opinion. But I feel like your opinion is really one of, let's do nothing but what the man says. And
that's not American.
That is not American. That's not where we come from. Thinking, feeling individuals have a responsibility to act on their own moral judgment and have their own opinions and protest in America and try to do what's right. Absolutely. And if we don't do that, if we just lay flat and let them roll over us, then where are we going to end up?
Exactly. And the point is that we have to have a check on the government. Otherwise, why did we declare our independence? Why do we have a constitution? We the people, right? We the people. Mm-hmm. We have set up these rules and these checks and balances for a freaking reason. You know what I mean? And God, we're being tested. We've been tested for the past 10 years, right? Because this president has wanted to be the symbol of testing every single, point that we've made as a country. Honestly, if there's ever been a president that's really wanted to test every norm that we've had, it is Donald Trump. It is. Just switching gears to Venezuela, because this just came through the last 15 minutes or so. The U.S. Senate has voted 52-47 today to advance a resolution requiring congressional approval for any more military action in Venezuela. This, of course, following the raid that captured President Nicolas Maduro and his wife in Caracas. Maduro, of course, was indicted on narco terrorism charges, although President Trump could not get straight if that was really the reason why they captured him. He's being detained, awaiting trial in New York. Okay, let's move on to Venezuela. Thoughts? What was your initial thought when you heard that Maduro was?
I was going to say, who woke up to the news that we swept in the middle of the night and snatched a foreign leader from their country and thought,
and his wife. And his wife.
And his wife. I was thinking, what the hell just happened? Like, who are we? What have we become? Not that Nicolas Maduro was kind of a good guy. Like, people in Venezuela don't like him, and we're glad to see him go.
Exactly.
And thought that this meant that maybe they were going to be able to, I don't know, have a legitimate vote and pick a
president and everything like that. Yes.
Better. But no, Trump said, no, we're going to keep the same administration in charge. So nothing really changes for Venezuela, except that the United States is scooping in and taking their oil. Well, yay us.
The thing that I thought, okay, these were my initial thoughts. Like, one was like, what the hell? Okay. Mm-hmm. And then two, when I heard when they mentioned the word fentanyl, I was like, bullshit. Venezuela and fentanyl, no. Yeah. Fentanyl and China, Mexico, yes. Okay. So no, oil. That's all I kept thinking. And I was like, and then when Trump said, and then we're going to run the country, all I kept saying was, oh my God, this is Iraq. We're doing it all over again. Like, Why would anybody want the United States to take over their country and then hear the words, we're going to run it? That is like, we're like the worst slumlord ever. Like, we'll take over your building and then never take care of it. That's what we do. We'll take it over. It's a shithole. Like, I'm sorry, Venezuela, we're not going to do anything for you. I'm sorry. Like, we suck at doing this. Like, I don't think we have a good track record of doing this at all. And so where did all this money go? Like, where are we getting the money? I thought that we didn't have any money. I thought the whole reason, we talked about this last year, I thought the whole reason of Doge was we were broke, right? Like, we couldn't fund it. We're still saying we're broke. I am flabbergasted that we're doing this constantly. So yeah, not fentanyl, not helping the Venezuelans, wanting the oil. It's always about the oil.
Trump said we're going to take 30 to 50 million barrels of their oil and we're going to sell it at market rate. And then Trump said this, I am going to manage take the money and be in control of the money. Wait, you're the guy that sticks your hand in the cookie jar and has enriched yourself through the whole presidency. You're in charge of the money? That's going to go over well. No. I'm telling you.
No, it is, it's insane. It's insane. I swear, the fact that anybody thinks it has to do, Sheriff, okay, fentanyl was going from Mexico into Venezuela to be trafficked to other destinations. Look, fentanyl can be trafficked anywhere, but the two countries that are responsible mostly for fentanyl, China and Mexico. If you really wanted to get a hold of the fentanyl problem, you would be going after those two countries. I wonder why. They only throw fentanyl out because it's a freaking catchphrase, right? Fentanyl. It's
so
oil.
Here's the thing that I don't know if you saw Trump aboard Air Force One giving this, being asked by reporters about what happened in Venezuela. And he says, we want their oil. Bottom line, we want their oil. I don't know if did you see, even Kimmel had it on, like it was everywhere. And then Lindsey Graham is next to him, and Lindsey Graham tries to stand up and go, someone asked a question about what about the political prisoners in, their human rights treatment. And Lindsey Graham gives this answer about, there's political prisoners and we're going to release those political prisoners. And then he's trying to give Trump an out, and Trump still says at the end, nope, it's their oil. Political prisoners, we want their oil. At the very least, here's one compliment for Trump. At the very least, he doesn't care anymore about trying to make lame excuses and just comes right out and tells it like it is.
Exactly.
Right?
What?
I mean, at least he was honest about it. We want their money and we want their oil and we want their resources and we want to strip them of their goods, and it's colonialism at its best. But
absolutely.
If you think that it was really about fentanyl, then I don't know what cray thing you're watching. Like, stop watching it because you're being lied to.
Well, honestly. I mean, you'd have to be silly to think that it's anything but oil.
We got one of these here. I mean, who's not even listening to what Trump is saying.
Well, and it's just like Greenland. But they're being way more obvious. They're being clear with Greenland. We want Greenland is just for national security. We want Greenland because of all the resources. And the thing about Greenland is it's so rude. Like, I know this is the weakest word I can use. It's so rude. Like, the way they're talking about Greenland, it's as if history doesn't matter. The people don't matter. The 50, 60,000 people don't matter. I understand that Greenland is mostly covered in ice, but there are people that live there. There is history there. The way they brush off history, they brush off Denmark as if these people are like, ugh, it's just Denmark. It's just like some boat. Like, it's so rude. It's like, screw
it would be a NATO country, and NATO countries are our allies.
Exactly.
And to tamper with them means you're messing up the world order we've had in place since post-World War II.
We're going to go to war over this? Like,
and this
seriously?
Scares me. Like, this, I kind of like our allies. I like the UK and I like the European nations. I like that, when the S hits the fan and we needed help, and you may find these wars unjustified, but Afghanistan, Iraq. We had a coalition that, what do they call them? The coalition of the willing.
Yeah.
We had a coalition, we had allies, we have friends. And now that we have Trump, our friends are dropping us and looking at us askance, like, what are you guys doing? And now we're threatening NATO allies. I don't believe that who our allies were will ever trust us again. We're betraying our friends.
Exactly. And
it's
we're
like
making them draw a line in the sand. Like, wait a minute, why are you making us do this? And they're just like, are you really going to go to war with us over Greenland? It's like, yeah, and it's really upsetting. So here's Tom Tillis, who, by the way, is a Republican, and he is pissed. So here he is kind of screaming about this whole thing about Greenland.
Mr. Miller said that the U.S. government, obviously, Greenland should be part of the U.S. That is absurd. I've got a couple of buddies that call me cranky. You know what makes me cranky? Stupid. What makes me cranky is when people don't do their homework. What makes me cranky is when we tarnish the extraordinary execution of a mission I fully support in Venezuela by turning around and making insane comments about how it is our right to have territory owned by the Kingdom of Denmark. Folks, amateur hour is over. You don't speak on behalf of this U.S. Senator or the Congress. You can say it may be the position of the President of the United States that Greenland should be a part of the United States, but it's not the position of this government, because we are a co-equal branch. And if that were to come to pass, there would be a vote on the floor to make it real. Not the surreal sort of environment that some deputy chief of staff thinks was cute to say on TV. So you want to get me back to thanking the president for all the good things he's doing? Then give him good advice.
There you go, Tom Tillis. Exactly. I mean,
well, they need to vote on it now. They need to pass a resolution that clearly does not authorize the U.S. government to tamper with Greenland at all, because Trump can't be trusted. Look what happened after Venezuela. Again, with the what do you call them? The arms flailing around. Yeah. He then lashes out at Colombia and Cuba, threatens to invade Mexico, threatens Greenland again.
He's
like,
crazy.
Who in this world is safe now?
No.
We have a crazy person in charge.
And nobody's holding him to account. Here's Mike Johnson, who, I swear to God, this guy, he is getting worse by the day. Nobody that's close in the Republican Party that's like close in the cabinet or anything is going to hold Trump to account. This is Mike Johnson. I hate it.
Does that mean we're going to go send troops into Greenland and take it over? No. I mean, they only have, 50,000 people there. This is not a thing. Okay. Did Marco say something like that? I think he did. I mean, it was over a 2-hour meeting in the Gang of Eight. And I think he did make a comment, but I think he did it with a smile. He was trying. I took that as a joke. He's trying to be humorous about it.
Because invading a country is humorous. Saying that we're going to take you over is a joke. Who does that? Like Mike Johnson, the gaslighting that they do
really funny
is so stupid. And that's the problem. If it doesn't go over well, we were joking. And if it does, we weren't. It's so stupid. And now Trump's the rumor is he's going to pay people, tens of thousands of dollars, Greenlanders to leave, buy their votes to leave the country so we can take it over. Again, where's this money coming from? Like, do we get a vote on the fact that we're giving our money to take over a country that we don't want to, like, again?
They don't want to be part of America. They don't want it. Remember when JD Vance went there and was trying to go to restaurants and meet people and meet Greenlanders?
They didn't want to meet them.
Yeah, the doors were slammed in his face and backs were turned and people were like, talk to the hand. The whole country was like, the whole country effectively stood up and turned the other way.
Like,
they don't want us there. Take the hint. You might want their resources. You might think they're part of our national security, system. But they aren't. And those people don't want us there. They don't want and aren't we? I mean, who would have thought that people in Greenland would hate Americans? And now I feel like we're not welcomed in more places in the world because half of the country, and I don't I don't hold it against the people of the world because half of America voted for this idiot.
Well, I think
Scary idiot.
I do think that some people are waking up. I do. I really do. I don't think they're being vocal about it. I think there's some red hats that are being like put on the top shelf of the closet and being like, all right. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. Because come on, like really, you cannot look around and say, oh, I love Trump because he's America first, a la MTG, and think that this Venezuela, Greenland, all this is America. No, right?
Mhm.
You can't think that Trump boasting about the revenue from tariffs, which are taxes, is helping you. You can't look around at the government shutdowns and the threats to healthcare and the ACA and think that Republicans are helping you. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's take a deep breath, a collective breath, and just really start working together. You know what I mean? And I think there's Republican lawmakers that are fed up. There's obviously Democrats that are fed up. And there's like, you know what? Stop with the complaining and the arguing and let's get some crap done. And I'm here for it. I really, really am. And I hope that there are like some Republicans that are just going to put the politics aside, hopefully, and just get some stuff done in 2026. I'm optimistic. I'm trying to stay that way.
For anyone in another country who is listening or watching, on behalf of America, I'd like to apologize. I really would.
I don't think that they blame all Americans. I think they know it's the government versus.
I don't know. I mean,
I do.
I hope that they don't blame all of us. I hope they know that most of us are like, whoa, this is a crazy time right now. But when you see what happened in Venezuela, like it was easy to laugh off, oh, we're going to make Canada the 51st state. Oh, we're going to invade Greenland. It was easy to laugh it off because it seems so ridiculous and absurd. Right. But then we go in the middle of the night and we take Maduro and we take over Venezuela and we steal their oil and we, we've got craziness happening there with now armed patrols roving the streets and wild. And so now you can't underestimate what Trump is willing to do in other parts of the world. Now it becomes less of a ridiculous, Truth Social post in the middle of the night. And it becomes something where you have to go, better fix that, better take steps against that before it gets here.
Yeah.
Because it's getting scary. I remember at the end of the first episode of Trump, the first season of Trump, feeling when, he started talking about nuclear weapons and, whatever. And I started to feel a little scared toward the end of Trump 1. Now we're in Trump season 2 and we're only just a little over a year into it. And I'm already scared about him tampering with the way the world works and, saying he wants to be out of NATO and tampering with Greenland and doing things in other countries. I thought we weren't going to nation build.
Yeah,
again,
right. No wars and all that, right?
No wars. He's the peace president.
He's the peace president.
We're only going to arrest the people that are the murderers and the bad guys. None of this has come to fruition. He's lied to us at every turn. Well,
that's why the midterms are important. Although Rev agrees with you, probably. No one's waking up. The red hats are all happy with it. He's seen MAGA say what I voted for. I agree. I think there are some. I'm hoping there's more that are waking up, though. Thank you, Harry, for the $5 donation. We need more. No, I demand more than an hour and a half and donuts. Getting donuts through the computer might be a little harder than going longer than an hour and a half, though, Harry. But thank you so much for the donation. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Yeah. We need it.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know why I feel better in 2026. And I think it's because there's hope because of the midterms. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like we have some control. Last year, we had no control. We just had to deal with this crazy ass Elon Doge. There was no control. We had no votes coming. There was nothing. This year, we have a chance to really, you know what I mean? We can cut them off at the knees with this midterm. We really can. Not completely, obviously, but we could really hurt him. Did you hear him say, he's like, if we lose the midterms, they're going to impeach me. Do you think, here's a question. Let's say we freaking win, hands down. Let's say we win both. Not that that would actually happen, but let's just
flip the House and the Senate.
Yeah, let's just say we do, right?
Yeah.
Do you really think that we should waste our time impeaching him?
Waste our time doing what?
Impeaching him.
Oh, well, if you flip the House and the Senate and you had some kind of, majority that would be enough votes and you could get this guy out of office, absolutely. And I think that there are some Republicans in the House and in the Senate that if they saw that there was enough of a groundswell of support and if there were the votes there, they would flip. Because unlike this comment from Rev P, this country is cooked. Republicans have no soul, he says, principle or convictions other than Trump and the power he gives them. See, I think there's a difference between MAGA and Republicans. Not all Republicans
I think
are
we're
MAGA.
seeing it more now. Yes, absolutely. Right? Yeah.
And there are some Republicans who may be fiscal conservatives, who may be really religious, and they might be against abortion, what have you. It's like the old dichotomy where we could disagree on things and we could debate things, but we weren't at each other's throats. Those Republicans that disagree, maybe we fundamentally disagree about certain things, but they're not the crazy MAGAs who are like, just do what Trump says, however high he tells me to jump, I'll jump. Those are the people that are like, whoa, but there's regular Republicans who you may disagree with for a million other reasons, but they still love the Constitution and America. Yeah. I think they would stand up. If there were enough Democratic votes, as you say, if we managed to flip the House and the Senate, perhaps I'm being too Pollyanna, but I really would like to believe that there are more people like Mike Pence on January 6th that would stand up and do the right thing, like real Republicans, not just the MAGA people, and that would give America a fighting chance.
See, but this is why I was going to ask, because Eileen is asking my next question, but then it would put Vance in earlier. Like, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is what I would say. If we have the House and the Senate, I say instead of wasting our time again, I mean, I still say, stop Trump from doing his crap, right? Like, obviously we have control. But show this country that we can get shit done. That's what I'm saying. Show this country that we can work with Republicans. You know what I mean? Do what we wanted to do and we were hoping to do if Kamala Harris got elected, right? The promise that we wanted, working across the aisle, getting the things done that we wanted to get done. That's what I would want to waste our time, not waste, but spend our time doing. I don't want to have a million effing hearings and waste congressional time debating the fact that this guy's an a-hole. Yeah. And all this stuff he did was illegal. Now, do I want to also make sure that we set in stone that the crap that he did cannot happen again? Yes. Should we take some time and make sure that we cross the T's and dot the I's? That is, make sure that we can't have a repeat, that politicians can't do that again? Yes. But I want to show this country that this government can actually get things done, because that is what Americans actually want. I think that, yes, we're tired of Trump and what he's done and is doing is terrible. But I would much rather spend the next 2.5 years getting healthcare passed, getting this passed. There are so many things we need that people are desperate for, more than seeing Trump impeached. I think that is what I would want done.
And then there's Liz, who is worried as to whether we're really going to have midterm elections at all.
We will have midterm elections.
Will they be legitimate?
I mean, we have to, but we have to.
They're already trying to cheat by gerrymandering in all these different states because they know people are angry and they know they can't win anymore because they've lied to us and we all see it, because the things they promised are not the things they're doing. And so people are mad and people will vote against it, and he knows it. And so he's trying to stack the deck in his favor and trying to cheat. We get it. So I understand that people like Liz are questioning like what's really going to happen in the midterms.
I hear you.
My question is this: say the midterms happen, and as you say, surmise the Senate and the House flip blue. Okay. Is Trump going to pay attention to anything that comes out of those two bodies? Because he thinks he's above everybody else. He doesn't think he has to play by the rules. So was it going to matter what Congress says if they go against him? Right now, he has a Congress that's just a rubber stamp. he has a House Speaker that's like, sure, sir, whatever you say. Could I tie your shoes? Could I lick your boot?
Yeah. I mean, you ask a very good question. Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I want to get to that point though. Can we get to that point? Can I get to the point where we have control of the House? I'd love to get to the point where we have the House and the Senate. Trump is going to try to do every crazy thing he wants to do before the midterms. We're in for a very bumpy ride from now until January until I'm assuming you mean November. Oh, January until the new Congress is sworn in. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's gonna be a bumpy ride till that guy is out of the White House by foot or by box. You got it. So I don't know. And share for YouTube. I just got to mention this real quick. Stop. This is what I never understand. He is someone that is defending a healthcare system in America that sucks. Like,
yeah.
Why are you defending a healthcare system that sucks? Ours sucks. It sucks. It's not affordable. People die all the time. People wait a long time. People can't afford it right now. People are paying out the ass for insurance that's not real insurance. Yeah. Like, stop defending a healthcare system in America that doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I don't understand. I would much rather not pay for healthcare, like not pay and go into a hospital and wait, than go into a hospital and wait, pay, and still not get shit. Does that make sense? Like, I'll go to Canada.
I don't know, Sheriff of YouTube, but I'm guessing that like most of the folks that just don't really look into things and are so indoctrinated into this is the way I'll believe because I'll believe it, that these are the people that are voting against their own best self-interest, right? These are the people that are probably paying way too much for healthcare, struggling to buy groceries at the store, that, have someone of color in their family. These are the people that should be really looking at who can help you the most instead of, believing in a guy.
Yeah.
Because when you just believe and put your faith in Trump, nothing is going to happen for you or your family. You're not going to benefit in any way. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here though, because
and I love it. I love counterbalance.
Maybe you'll learn a little something, watch more shows like this and less shows like, I don't know, whatever MAGA people watch. Is it Fox anymore? What do they watch now?
I think OAN.
Newsmax. Yeah. Don't watch that. Watch
Daily
this.
Caller.
You're good.
Yeah.
I love it that you're here. Widen your experience and the things that are coming into your ears, because maybe you'll learn where other people are coming from, and maybe you'll learn some facts from the chat as well and from us. So thank you.
Rev says, and thank you for the $5 donation, Rev. He says, as I take deep breaths, thank you for being here. I want the entire administration investigated and impeached and jailed. No mercy. We can walk and chew gum. I hear what you're saying, but it's 2.5 years. And the only reason I'm saying like impeach is not at the top of my list is one, we've done it a couple of times. And two, there's honest for me personally, there's just more important things to do. And I'm not wishing death on him. He's just old. He's just old. I didn't wish death on him. He's just old.
Did someone accuse you of wishing death on someone?
Sheriff of YouTube.
We don't do that.
I don't wish death on anybody. We
don't wish negative health outcomes on anyone ever.
No.
We think karma can take care of it.
No, it's just, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Now, Vilma, thank you for the $5 donation. Thank you. Regarding elections, right wing buying up voting machines. Whoever counts the vote has the real power. They are the people who can find the votes. I hear you, my friend. Now again,
didn't the Trump ally just snap up one of the biggest voting machine companies?
I hear you.
She's not wrong.
Again, there's only so many things we can control, right? As normal citizens. Okay, so we have to vote. We as states have our own ability to check our ballots, right? So there's a bunch of different ways that we have to put our faith into our own systems. We can drive ourselves crazy thinking this, that, and the other. Okay. But I just have to, I have to believe in certain things, right? I have to believe that if people vote, that their votes will be counted legitimately. That's what I'm hoping. Obviously, things can happen, and I hope that they wouldn't. And if they do, that we would catch it. But I can't spend my time worrying about the what ifs. I just want people to be able to vote. I want people to be able to vote, have their vote counted. I'm pissed off about the whole postmarking thing, right? Like that you have to get your stuff into the post office, and it's when it goes through the machine and it's not when it's in the mailbox. Like all these different rule changes that people may not even be aware of. There are so many things that are changing that could really mess with people that you have to be aware of. That's okay, but people have to educate themselves on. So it's just, but I also tell myself this, and this gives me little bit of comfort. People have been facing obstacles in voting and fighting for democracy since this country was founded. So this is our generations. So strap on your big boy and big girl panties and let's do it. You know what I mean? Like democracy is action, right? Like we just can't sit there and say it. You have to be part of it. And so that's it. You know what I mean? That's it.
If Rev P is correct, and Trump is setting it up to control the elections, and the feds will be posted in all swing states and contested districts to reduce voting, then Rev, you would be right, and America is cooked. And again, perhaps I'm naive, but I don't think I haven't seen it yet, sir. I haven't seen it yet. And so I don't want to give up all hope yet.
No.
I still think we have a constitution. I still think that we can come back from this. I'm not ready to say it's over.
Yeah. And I do think that there are Republicans that believe in free and fair elections. I believe there are more Americans that believe in free and fair elections. I really do. I think that they would have a big problem seeing that. You know what I mean? Because you don't know who's who, right? Like people still want to be able to vote. People still want to see their neighbors vote. And so we need to do this. That's it. So again, we need to support free and fair elections. We need to support our fellow Americans voting, even if they don't vote like us. And that's the only way democracy works. That's the only way. And so that's all I got to say about that. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. How healthy are you feeling, Kim? How healthy did your family stay over the holidays?
How did they, what now?
How healthy did you stay?
Really healthy.
No?
Yeah, we stayed really healthy, but I know the flu was all over the place.
Yeah. So flu infections are at the highest level since the COVID pandemic. And wouldn't you know it, that this is the time that our own Health and Human Secretary, RFK Jr., wants to reduce the number of vaccines that people get. Now, one of those vaccines happens to be the flu vaccine. How many people, that Gordon, good for you. How many people have gotten the flu shot? Have you gotten the flu shot, Kim McAllister?
No, but the rest of my family did.
Okay. See, this is the one I wanted to talk about. We can talk about all the other ones. How many of you, and be honest in the chat, actually got the flu shot this year? I got it because I work at a school. But I will be honest, I really rarely got it. Before I started working at the school, rarely got it.
Well, it's always come home and been brought home by kids. And so the kids got the flu vaccine. And I think my husband got it because he took them to get theirs. And I was the only one left out. But I don't know. It seems to me, and now you're working in a school setting.
Right.
If you can keep it from coming into your house by having the people that are most at risk vaccinated, that's a good thing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like the flu shot, it's always helpful. But you always hear that story, because we were in the news, we always do those stories. Oh, the flu shot didn't really match up with the strain that's going around. And so people are like, well, if it's not even going to be the shot that's going to work with the strain, then why even bother getting it? And then there's people that say, oh, the flu shot gave me the flu, which is not true because it's not live, but people still believe it. What normally happens is you were already kind of probably infected or exposed around the time that you got the flu shot, and then you got the flu, and it's a correlation, not causation. And so I'm glad to see a lot of you got the flu shot. I got mine in October too. I just feel like it's going to be more of a personal responsibility thing with all of these vaccines. It's going to be kind of a test, like a litmus test of all the vaccines. You hear measles cases are going up at the same time people are not getting as many measles vaccinations. And I'm like, well, I guess it just goes to show, whether or not people are seeing the correlation. Now, it pisses me off as someone that lives with someone with a compromised immune system, even though my children are fully vaccinated. My daughter developed Crohn's after she was fully vaccinated, but still, she catches anything, she's in bed for like a week. Like any sort of cold, I'd be able to fight it off in like 2 days. She's down for the count. You know what I mean? And it sucks. And so I don't want her being in classrooms with people that have the flu or anything like that. Exactly. We should be going back to masks for a while. I work with a woman. She wears a mask every single day. Still, every single day. She wears a mask. And so
does she have someone elderly at home that she's caring for?
No, she just, I don't know. I don't know if it's for her. She is she's a former cancer survivor. I think she just likes to, not that she likes to wear it. I think she just wears it to protect herself. Yeah. Which is smart, in all honesty. I mean, how many colds did you get during COVID? Right. Yeah. I mean, we weren't really out and about, of course, but yeah, so a lot of the vaccines. So what is it? Flu, rotavirus, Hep A, Hep B, some forms of meningitis, and RSV. That's the one that they are no longer recommending.
This is the pediatric infant schedule, and I can tell you that RSV is miserable.
Oh, terrible! You do not want to hear your young child that has RSV. It is heartbreaking. So
before there was a vaccine for that, Jacob had that as an infant, and it was really, really scary.
Yeah.
And this is really scary that people aren't going to get this vaccine for their babies. I really feel like that should be on the schedule.
You can still get it, right? It's just not recommended. It's just not.
It's suggested, not recommended. But sometimes when they change the status from recommended to something else, insurance companies won't cover it.
They said. RPA said families who want the vaccine won't lose access and insurance will still continue to pay. That's what he says. Now, again, this is America. Not all insurance is the same. So who knows what's going to happen? You could be right. So I don't know. I would demand it. I would want full protection. I get hesitancy and what if my kid has a reaction? And, believe me, I get all the vaccines in my job at the school. And so I see parents and I see, documentation of some kids having a reaction after getting a vaccine. And that has to be scary. I think it'd be worse to see your kid have measles. You know what I mean? Or RSV or, something that is preventable if they, were old enough to get a vaccination against it. Yeah. So,
But you have to believe in science, and these people don't believe in science. They've drank the conspiracy theory Kool-Aid that the scientists are out to get us, and that it's all this big pharma thing that they're out to just make the money instead of help the people. Yeah. And then they ignore the evidence that we had almost wiped out measles, and then when people started not taking the measles vaccine, what happened? Yeah, people started getting measles again, right? Exactly. I mean, if that's not evidence enough, I don't know what is. It's clear that vaccines work.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. It's
but I mean,
it's crazy times.
I don't know. It's intelligence, science.
Who knows?
Crazy me.
Here's another question for you. Moving from flu to money. There was a new AP NORC poll. And this is really interesting given that we are outside the holiday giving season. They took a poll of people asking how they feel about donating to things like GoFundMe. So apparently, roughly 2 in 10 U.S. adults who donated to GoFundMe last year, medical expenses were what they felt most comfortable donating to. Do you do GoFundMes? Sure. If you saw one,
I have.
What would have to be the reason that would make you feel most comfortable donating to a GoFundMe?
So I have a neighbor who has someone in their family. with young kids, this mom, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she put up a GoFundMe for herself
Right.
saying, I need to be able to have my house clean as I'm going through all these things, and I'd like to have a massage. And that was like, you don't need help paying for your health care then. You just want to pamper yourself while you're going through all this. I get that. And I
Okay.
know the person, and so I donated to it. And she took all that money
Okay.
and she bought herself a Cadillac Escalade.
Well, that's
And
pampering yourself.
I felt duped. And
How
I
much
was like,
money did
wait
she
a minute.
get? Wow.
I donated $50. I felt really horrible. She's got 4 little children. And I
Okay.
thought, this is awful. I can imagine, someone who's going through chemo and can't move around and is sick in the bathroom and the house is falling apart and you need help to have someone come clean your house while you're going through all that.
Yeah.
I was empathizing. I was trying to, and then she goes and buys herself a brand new SUV. I've been driving the same car for almost 20 years.
And did she? And I'm sorry if you said it. She said what she was going to spend it on was going to be housekeepers.
She said she needed help cleaning the house and she might like to get a massage, this type of thing. That she had good insurance, but that there were some extras that she felt like, she might need to help pay for.
Yeah,
I never thought it would be a Cadillac Escalade. So I felt duped. I don't know. I mean,
now she said at the end that that's what she used it for. So you're positive she used that money for the
I know that because the mother-in-law told me that's what she bought.
No.
I know.
Oh,
That
yeah,
there have been like a couple of parents at my kids' school they've had a parent lost or die in some traffic accident or horrible thing, and I, as part of the community, I want to donate and help, that type of thing. So I won't not participate in them, but since I felt like I was duped that one time, I'm very wary. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a very hard time. Sometimes I always feel like I'm the heartless one in my relationship. My husband donates all the time to shit, like all of the time. He's always
really?
like, oh God, yeah. I'm like, what is this? What is this 45? What is this $50 donation? He's like, oh, I donated to this. I donated to it. I'm like, okay, pull it back in. He's bleeding heart over here. And I think that it's because, I think it's the business that we're in, because we read all these stories of these scam artists. And most of the time, it's not a scam. He doesn't get scammed. It's friends and family. And he has a big heart and I love him for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's hard when there's so many different types of GoFundMes. And my problem with GoFundMes is just like you mentioned. Are they real? What are they using the money for? And how long do they stay up? Because sometimes some of them go up and it goes from like 0 to 100,000 in a day. You know what I mean? And you're like, well, you don't need my $50 anymore. Even though I feel for you, do you really need my $50? Right? Like, I feel for you. And then do you put your name or do you leave it anonymous? Sometimes I feel like icky leaving my name. And sometimes I'm like, well, should I leave my name so they know that I donated? So
do you ever have someone in your community of people that you feel like if you don't have your name, then people will know that you didn't participate and you'll be looked down upon in some way, for like if it was someone in the office or someone at work or whatever, and you feel like, oh God, if I don't contribute and put my name front and center, and if I don't contribute as much as everyone else is contributing, then I look bad. What I want, and now it's like everybody has their hand out for something, including all of us on the YouTube shows, right? We're not going to survive unless people contribute, unless we get contributions, because it's a whole different platform. But most of us are
putting something out there. We're like, we're working for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. But I just mean that everybody wants something now, and regardless of the reason, it's hard to know whom to give to. Right? Who's legit, who's, someone that you want to give to, whatever. I think in our case, it's very clear that what we're doing and what we continue to do on a weekly basis, but not everybody it's that easy to tell. And I would rather, especially for someone in the community, join one of the food trains where you provide someone meals.
I do that. I do that.
Or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, rather than just blanket donate to people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Let me go down the list of the other most popular. So most people for GoFundMe felt very comfortable, almost 40% donating because of medical expenses or healthcare causes, right? The next dropped all the way to 17%. a memorial or a funeral, which
Mhm.
I understand that, especially if there's kids involved. I'm like, that always pulls at my heartstrings. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
God, the kids, right? Then the next most popular, which I found surprising, was just people asking for help with groceries or daily necessities, which I guess
Yeah.
got you, right? Like, okay. This would get our friend Karen, vet expenses or animal causes.
Oh, we
Give us a
had
call.
someone recently in our show community that couldn't
Yes.
pay for a surgery for their cat. I did donate to that one.
See, so because
Yeah.
pets, animals, you got to help them.
Mhm.
Then
But
natural,
I felt like I knew the
you
person,
knew the
right?
person.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Natural disaster relief for an individual or a community.
Mhm.
And then some small ones like 4 and 3% was equipment for youth sports, education expenses,
Mhm.
or a life event such as a wedding. Now, I
No.
would only donate to a wedding if it was like I was invited to the wedding. So like a honeymoon fund, and that was
Mhm.
the gift.
Oh,
I would do that.
I've contributed to a honeymoon
Yeah,
fund that
but I'm
as
not
a
just
gift.
going to donate as a
Right.
GoFundMe, like, and I'm not going to your wedding. Like,
Right.
I'm getting a good time out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not just donating to your wedding. That ain't
No.
happening. I love weddings. I'm going, or you're not.
Isn't
getting
that crazy? Yeah, I did that too, Liz. Teacher Lori's cat issues. That was the first time
Yes,
for me to donate.
exactly,
What was
exactly.
your most recent donation to a GoFundMe?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I just did one. And what was it for? Oh, it was for the Jamaica hurricane. The Jamaican hurricane was my last one.
Oh, okay.
The hurricane that just happened a couple months ago in Jamaica. That's the one I just most recently did because I have a couple of friends who are from Jamaica, and I actually shared it on my social media feed. So that was the last GoFundMe that I did, which was a natural disaster one, which actually
Mhm.
falls along the list right there. But that was the last one. I am not a big donor, so I'm sure our family bank account has donated to many GoFundMes. I'm just not aware of it.
Yeah. Mama says I'd be tempted to help pay for an immigration lawyer for someone. Absolutely.
There you go. Right?
Sue Ann says my first GoFundMe donation was to Teacher Lori too.
Oh, your first. Oh, the
Yeah.
first one. I don't know what my first one was. I have no idea who my first one was.
I think my most recent was Teacher Lori, and then I also gave to JL Covan, who's running for a House seat in New Jersey, who's a friend of the Mark Thompson show. So I
Nice.
did kick in some money to that.
Very good. Very, very good. Yeah, and it makes you feel good if it's something you believe in. If you feel like you've gotten scammed, like I think you felt with your neighbor, then it makes you go like, ugh, I hate giving up my money. Like it's just, even though it's gone, it still
Don't you
sucks.
think sometimes I think it would be nice if there's someone out there right now, and I'm not talking about the guy with the sign who, asks for money and then
Never
gets into a really nice car and drives away. I'm not talking
Right.
about that guy. I'm talking about the people who, are in an apartment right now with
Right.
2 little kids and they can't make their rent this month.
Right.
Right? Or they're 2 months in arrears and they're in danger of being evicted. And, what are they going to do? They're going to have to take 2 little kids to a shelter. Like, though,
Yes.
but you
That's
don't
sad.
know if that's a sob story that's for real
Of course.
when you just see a random GoFundMe. It would
Yeah.
be nice to have some type of way or agency that confirms the legit ones where people really know, they really need help, that
Yeah.
everyone could kick in $20 to help someone stay in their apartment.
Well, that's
Right.
why they say don't donate to people, donate to agencies. Like that's why they say
Yeah.
Second Harvest Food Bank. Like don't
Yeah.
donate to other things, give it to us. We know how to spend the money and get it to the people that
We
actually
do.
need it. So
We donate to we did, and now they just closed down, to this local farm that donates fresh food to the local food pantry. But
Huh.
now the farm just closed down,
Oh,
so we have to find
no.
another place. I know.
Oh, that sucks. Okay. Last thing, and we always have to end on something fun. Oh, Michael Wolf has a GoFundMe to sue Melania. I did that's pretty good. Did very well. Okay, over the holidays, it's award season. Did you watch anything fun? I watched a lot of television. I did watch a lot of series.
Mhm.
Did you watch any fun movies first off?
I don't know if I watched any movies. I can tell you that I'm watching a show
Uh-huh.
I think it's on Prime, and it's called, you're gonna think I'm such a dork. I love medical dramas, and I'm waiting for
Okay.
season 2 of The Pit that's
Oh,
coming
done.
actually on
It's
today.
tonight.
Yeah, right, it's tonight.
Tonight. Oh, Pitt.
But
I love the Pit.
there's a medical drama that I'm loving based on true stories out of Australia, and
Oh.
the Royal Flying Doctor Service, the RFDS, the Royal Flying Doctor Service. And it's on Prime, and the characters are good, and the stories, like if you're into medical stuff at all, if you
Okay.
like know anything about, emergencies or trauma or whatever, the stories are, wow, can't believe that happened. And it's a good show.
What's it called?
I'm liking it. Royal Flying Doctor Service.
Interesting. Okay, so that's what you're watching.
It's a real service, and they have, their remote parts of Australia and the outback and the desert where these people have no access to medical care. And so, or ambulances, or even hospitals. And the only way they can get help is when the Royal Flying Doctors come on the plane and pick you up and take you
That's
somewhere.
cool.
It is pretty cool. So check out that show on Prime. It's good.
Okay. I watched this. Are you in your Stranger Things? You didn't watch the Stranger Things finale then?
I'm not. That's not my jam.
That was not your jam?
Nikki. No can do. But I know a lot of people really love it.
Yeah. So Mama, we watched it. I watched the finale. I liked the ending. I know some people did not like the ending. I liked the ending. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. But as far as movies, I watched Sad Song Blue with Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really, really good. If you like Neil Diamond, I'm just going to tell you this. It's a true story.
Tim Seagal loved it.
It's a true story. And I was watching it. I watched it in Arizona, and I was watching with my sister-in-law. She's a huge Pearl Jam Eddie Vedder fan. And there is this segment of the movie that has to do with Eddie Vedder that is shocking. Like the storyline that has Song Sung Blue, thank you, Song Sung Blue, that has to do with Pearl Jam, that's so awesome that you just can't believe it. And I Googled it, and it's actually cooler than the movie portrays. It's actually way cooler than the movie portrays. So yeah, I highly recommend going to see that. I wanted to go see the Timothy Chalamet, Marty, whatever the heck, I forget. Marty something.
Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme. I didn't get to see that one.
No,
I haven't gotten to see that. But I am watching something. Now this, I want to know if anyone is watching this show right now. I'm in the middle of it. And I want to know if anyone else is watching it because it's really popular right now. And the only reason that I'm watching it, well, one is it is good. It is good. But oh my God, I've never watched a show like this. I'm sorry, I just haven't. On HBO. Is anyone watching Heated Rivalry?
What is it?
Heated Rivalry.
No, I haven't. I'm watching Landman, but Heated Rivalry I haven't heard of.
If you were watching it, you would know you were watching it. I am telling you, so I listened to this morning show, and one of the hosts was talking about it, and it's on HBO. And I've seen, you see the picture of it. And I was, I read the caption of it, and it's a love story between two male hockey players. And I was like, okay, I just, it just didn't like call out to me. You know what I mean? So I was like, whatever. And then one of the hosts from the radio show that I listened to in the morning was like, oh my God, these guys are so hot. You have to watch the show. Oh my God. And I was like, okay, well, if you guys are hot, I'll go check it out. Right. Brace yourselves. I'm just telling you, you don't want to watch it with children. I'm just saying you do not watch it with children in the room. But if there was ever a show in which, because you know how like you watch shows and you think that, you've seen women and women together and women and men together, and that's been done ad nauseum.
Yeah.
This is an equal opportunity for a man and a man love story. And it's really good. It really is. It's not gratuitous in the way in which you actually see, junk, but you see everything else. And I'm just saying they do it tastefully, but they get in there. But I don't know, but otherwise I think it's very well done. But yeah, you got to brace yourself for that. But Heated Rivalry, if you're into that, everyone's talking about it. I'm just letting you know. Should not watch Fallout. What's Fallout on? I have not heard of
So Fallout, I watched the first episode and I can't stomach anymore. You might really like this.
Is it scary?
It's based on like in the 50s when we avoided nuclear war. What if we had not? And what if Los Angeles and likely other places as well were hit by nuclear weapons, and how would the world be?
Walton Goggins is in it. I love him.
And so it starts off with these people that manage to get into these underground areas, that were like, and save themselves. And then there's the people on the surface.
Okay.
And so what happens when they mix? And it's very violent. And it's, at least in episode 1, it's more than I could stomach. And that was enough for me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So that's and then I'm really just going to watch The Pitt tonight, though. I'm really into The Pitt. So those are the shows that I've been watching. If there's anything else that we should, I'm trying to see. Mrs. Maisel. There's no more Mrs. Maisel though. That show's done, right? I've already seen that show. Watched it too. Eddie Bedwetter. No, I don't know what that is. Oh, Stranger Things spoilers. I'm not giving any Stranger Things spoilers. Don't even worry about it. It hasn't been out long enough for me to like talk about Stranger Things at all. So yeah, I mean, I want to still go see a lot of, because award season's out. I also saw that new Leonardo DiCaprio movie. That was pretty good. I'm brain farting on the name right now. It was Leo. Hold on, I'm going to Google it because it was really good.
We watched a lot of movies that we'd seen before. Like I watched, because I had my kids home for break. So
One Battle After Another. Sorry, go ahead.
Julia's stayed in her room most of winter break watching Glee. And
I'm watching Glee right now too. I'm getting ready in the morning. Yes.
The humor is so inappropriate, but in the most funny of ways. And then with Jacob, we watched a lot of Disney stuff, and he's now his profile on Netflix just clicked over so that he can now access PG-13.
Oh, nice. So he's watching
content. So we're watching some Marvel movies that he hadn't seen.
Watched
a lot of Spider-Man, so that type of thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. One Battle After Another was really good. Sean Penn is interesting in it. I thought Leo was hilarious in it. He was really good. There's just so many things that I like award season because I'm going to see a bunch of movies that I didn't see before. So I'll know what I should watch. So yeah, it's going to be good. There's another one that, oh God. Anyways, Tim Siegel, we should get back on because there's so many movies that I want to see, but it's a great time to be watching movies. And that's what I did because the weather absolutely sucked over Christmas. So The Beast in Me, yes, The Beast in Me is with the Claire Danes, I think is that I started also, but I have not finished that. I kind of stopped watching that. But there's
a show that really appeals to me, but I refuse to pay for the service. It's got Alicia Silverstone in it, and it's on Acorn TV, and it's something about Irish wishes or Irish something where she plays some like Irish detective, and the description of it makes me go, oh, I'd like to click on that, and then it's Acorn TV, and I'm not paying for another one, so I can't do it.
Acorn TV. What's Acorn TV?
Some other service now that we have.
I have no idea.
We don't have, but we in the world have, but I don't have it.
Yeah, no. A Begonia is the other movie with Emma Stone that I want to see. That looks good too.
That made Tim Sika's top 10 list of the year.
Did it? That I want to see. So that's another movie but that one's still in the theater. So I gotta go see movies. I'm telling you, there's just so much. There's only so much time in the day. I'm telling you, I just can't get to it all. Okay, well that's all the time we have for this show. But we have so many thank yous to give Kim McAllister.
Yay.
So many. Michelle, thank you so much for your donations. You gave a $5 donation. Jim came in with a $10 super sticker. Thank you, Jim. I love seeing all your guys' names in 2026. It's so fun. Harry, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Michelle came in with another $10 donation, and Harry came in with another $5 donation. Rev P with a $5 donation as well. Vilma coming in with a $5 donation. You guys are such great supporters of the show, and we really do appreciate it. So as always, we are here every Thursday night at 5 o'clock. Did you notice I did not have a cocktail?
Are you starting the year dry?
No, I actually, No, but I
Yeah.
am trying to.
I mean,
I am,
what?
I am trying to drink less. No,
Okay.
the only reason why I did not have a cocktail
Mhm.
was I was out of club soda, and I didn't want to run to the store because I really didn't have time. And I could have had a cocktail. I could have had my Aperol spritz, but that would have required me to open a bottle of champagne, and then it would have required me to drink the entire bottle of
The entire bottle of champagne. Yeah. No.
And since I'm trying to drink less, was that really going to be staying in line? It's
Oh, God.
Thursday. Now, if this was a Friday, I could have probably justified it because I was like, you could just drink it all weekend long, but not on a Thursday night. We're not drinking an entire bottle of champagne on a
No,
Thursday
no.
night. So be proud of me, guys. Be proud of me. I'm walking the dog more. That's going to get my steps in. So this is another thing. I'm not exercising more. I'm going to walk Nugget more. That's actually my resolution is I'm going to walk the dog more, which means I'll walk more. And I'm just going to, and I'm not drinking less. I'm drinking more water. Those are my two
good.
resolutions. I'm not drinking less. I'm drinking more water, and I'm not exercising. I'm just walking Nugget more. Those are my two resolutions. Do you have any?
For the last month, I've been trying to change the way I eat.
Uh-huh.
And instead of eating things that, because I really like sweets, like I'm a sweet tooth girl kind of girl.
Sweet. Sweets are sweets.
Yeah. No, not gonna have that. But there are some workarounds for it, and using something called allulose instead of sugar. Have you ever heard of it?
But okay.
It's apparently derived from the way that some fruits like or foods like figs
Okay.
so it's that, and it's supposed to be like a natural
Sweet.
Ozempic, right? Where it's like
Oh.
you eat this and it kind of makes you have less of an appetite for sugar.
Okay.
But it's a natural thing that you just include in your, so like there's this chocolate from this brand. These are not advertisers, by the way.
Okay.
There's a brand called Goals, Goalz, and I think it's chocolate for diabetics, which I am not. But it has allulose in it, and you eat one, and that's really all you need. And supposedly anything else that you eat, then your body is better able to manage. So I don't know. I'm trying it. I'm seeing how it works.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to make some changes over here. So
there you go. Well,
yeah.
Good for you. You know what? I think that anything you guys want to do, go for it. I'm just trying to tell my mind that I'm just doing it one day at a time, right? So there you go. I like it. All right. What I want you guys to put into your brain is that you're going to be back here next Thursday at 5:00 with me and Kim, because we love you guys.
No, we're not following the new food pyramid.
I'm going to just eat food. How about that? I'm going to eat the food that I want to eat, and he could just still be an asshat. You know what I mean? That's fine. Whole Foods. Who would have thought? You know what I mean? It's just groundbreaking. All right, guys. We love you. We will be back next week, as always, here Thursdays at 5. I love you. Bye.
Nikki, you're all so awesome. Miss Brown, like a beautiful blossom. You're also the best. I really can't rest. You're all so awesome.
Wow. Okay.